Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss Johnny English Reborn, starring Rowan Atkinson, Gillian Anderson, Dominic West, Rosamund Pike, Daniel Kaluuya, and Richard Schiff, and directed by Oliver Parker. And I remember seeing this in theaters and thinking, this is forgettable. Well, let's see how forgettable it is. Let's get into this. Johnny English, returned by Rowan Atkinson, trains for years in China in the mountains of Tibet. Forgive me if I said that wrong. On his kung fu until the MI7 needs him back in the force, which felt like a spy movie cliche, and it's not as funny as I hoped it was. Pamela Thornton, aka the Pegasus, played by Gillian Anderson, is Johnny's new boss, and Kate Sumner, who's a behavioral psychologist. And I don't like Pegasus, but Kate is someone I can like because Rosamund Pike can be a likable presence even as a villain in a movie like this. Simon, played by Dominic West, who's always been a villain, and after this particular movie, he's always a great evil presence. Another character I like is Tucker, played by Daniel Kaluuya, who I reviewed last year in this movie. And I really do like this actor. He's really great to watch. Vortex's plot is too arch-villain cliche, and after the fight on Hong Kong, there's too many screw-ups in this movie, and it drives me crazy. How much Johnny hits Pegasus' mother quite a few times. That annoys me. There's a point in the movie when Johnny doesn't do his job years ago, protecting a president of a different country, I forget which one it is, and instead was distracted by a beautiful woman, and he assumes it was a fireworks. Just felt lame. Johnny has dinner with Simon and for friend reasons, of course, and Johnny asks who's one of the masters of Vortex, and Tucker is led to believe it's Simon, and Simon tells Pegasus it's Johnny, and frames Johnny, and Johnny takes the wheelchair of a colleague, who I can't remember his name off the top of my head, and have a wheelchair versus car chase, which is the stupidest chase throughout the movie, because how do you go faster than a car? Can't be a wheelchair. Johnny goes over to Kate's place, and I thought after he passed out, she would call them and take Johnny in, because he's public enemy #1 in his own country, and Kate goes to Switzerland for business, and Simon takes her there, which I'm led to believe to the mountains, which is a spy movie cliche. Johnny and Tucker go to Switzerland, where Kate, Simon are at, and on top of a mountain, like I predicted, and Johnny tries to save Pegasus from getting drugged up by a drink, and Johnny does drink it and gets commanded by Simon and tries to assassinate the Chinese Prime Minister, but instead takes action with his left hand to stop his right hand. And Simon says to Johnny out loud to shoot the Chinese Prime Minister, but shoots himself instead, which kind of painful in stupid slapstick comedy. A kiss from Kate resurrecting Johnny did not make any sense to me. Simon almost escapes from his crimes until Johnny stops him in a snow cart and beats his booty. Is kind of painful. And painfully makes Simon explode. Was just too dumb. Johnny once again beating Granny up is a stupid bad ending. During the credits scene when Johnny cooks and playing some classical music is maybe the best thing about this movie, and that's not much to say at all. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 3.0 out of 10. This has got to be the dumbest movie for a family-friendly comedy, and the dialogue is flat, and I can't stand how painful it gets sometimes. We'll see how the new movie goes. I am a little curious. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with Johnny English Strikes Again. And until next time, ribbit.